next.
On Your Pittsburgh,
Hi, I'm Bret Michaels.
the Butler-born rock star is letting us hang out with him on his tour bus.
Look at that.
Find out what's behind closed doors, even in his fridge. And he reveals how his life changed after his medical close calls.
I'm a fighter, and that's where good Western Pennsylvania roots come in.
When you think fashion, you probably think New York or Paris. Find out why you might want to add Pittsburgh to the list thanks to a local company.
From this official Pittsburgh parking chair to this Steelers toaster. I'm Sarah Arbogast. Coming up, I'll show you some gifts purely Pittsburgh.
Plus, we'll take you to a local favorite restaurant of Steelers coach Mike Tomlin and his wife Kiya.
Do you know what the Pittsburgh Left is?
Yes, I do.
Whether you love it or
I hate the Pittsburgh Left.
you wanted to know about it, so we're looking into the story behind the Pittsburgh Left.
From KDKA-TV, this is Your Pittsburgh with Kimberly Gill and David Highfield.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Your Pittsburgh.
There are so many new and interesting things going on in our city and here in our region, and this is a show really to celebrate that.
We're going to begin with someone who's known to millions of music fans, Bret Michaels. But did you know he was born in Butler?
That's right. He says his time here as a kid really helped shape his life and taught him some important lessons.
Kimberly and I caught up with him right before a local concert and got a chance to see something most people don't. He gave us a tour of his very impressive tour bus.
Everything in here pulls out, like these come out. You know, you got this, you got to have your big screen TVs and your stereo.
Bret Michaels is showing us around his home away from home, his tour bus.
Without this bus doesn't roll down the road.
Along with his black and gold, the bus has rows of lights, a kitchen area, a mirror with a guitar etched in glass, and plenty of buttons.
Because you got to have your back door. This right here is the key to the entrances to the other entrances. Look at that.
We'll get back to the tour in a moment, but let's back up to where it all started for Bret. He rose to fame in the 80s as the frontman for the metal band Poison, with hits like Talk Dirty to Me and Every Rose Has Its Thorn. And he's still electrifying crowds. This sold-out concert was at Jurgil's Rhythm Grill in Warrendale.
It was awesome. Awesome to be back home. Yes, it is.
I was born in Butler, Pennsylvania, and it was amazing. I mean, when I was born here, such great memories of growing up here.
Born Bret Michaels Sychek, he spent the first part of his life in Lindora, right next to Butler, before his family moved to Mechanicsburg in the central part of the state. But he was still back here regularly to visit relatives.
Both my grandparents, lived in this area, so we go out and a place called Shakora.
He's like so down to earth and real friendly.
There are still plenty of Sycheks around. Jen Sychek is Bret's third cousin and is always proud when people figure it out.
They look at my last name and they're like, "You're related to Bret Michaels, aren't you?" And I'm like, "Yes." And they're like, "Oh, I'm so jealous, I'm so jealous."
As Kimberly and I chatted with him on his tour bus, Bret told us how he learned his work ethic here, how he values the sense of community, and there's something else.
What I love about here is you talk about people, they'll be like, "Oh, I'm a Yinzer or a Stillers, go Stillers," and I'm like, God, I said, that is so much my accent, and you don't realize until you go to other places that you've got this.
Speaking of Steelers, he's a big fan, and he's very grateful for his own fans. Jen Paluski has seen him in concert 12 times. She says his music helped her through a difficult time.
I lost my mom when I was 12 years old, and I kind of lost myself, and he helped me get through a lot, and his music just inspired me.
And he says his fans inspired him to get through some very serious health problems. 2 years ago, Bret, who's always been a diabetic, had an emergency appendectomy, then a brain hemorrhage, and a hole in his heart.
Here's how it changes your life. First of all, I'm a fighter, and that's where good Western Pennsylvania roots come in, you know what I mean? We're fighters.
And he says it also pushed him harder with his charity work. His Life Rocks Foundation supports research into diabetes and childhood cancer, and he donated a hospitality room to the hospital that saved his life. He keeps busy. In addition to music, he has a TV show coming up on the Travel Channel, Rock My RV, where he'll trick out people's motorhomes. And that brings us back to the tour.
But you need lots of cabinet space, right? Storage, you got your microwave, right? You got your refrigerator right here. Filled up. Look at that.
Yeah, what is in Bret Michaels?
You know, there's G2. We got stuff. We got a salad in there. Yeah, I'm semi-healthy. We won't tell anybody. That's not my refrigerator. Mine's just filled with beer.
And as for what's behind that door,
Look at that. And then there's another one back there, but we can't. You don't want to see that. You don't want to know. That's where the stripper pole is. I just want you to know. And the hot tub. Awesome. Rock on, Pittsburgh. I love you.
I think he was kidding about the pole in the hot tub, but we're not really sure because we never got back there.
I don't know, he might be serious, but I tell you what struck me the most about him is how he uses his fame to help others with his Life Rocks Foundation. In fact, the night that we were there, he had an auction at the concert in Warrendale to help raise money for it.
Yeah, he's a cool guy. It was really fun to meet him.
Yeah, he really was. Well, during the holidays, we all have that one person who's just impossible to buy for. You know, the person who has like everything.
Yeah, well, good news for you. Sarah Arbogast to the rescue. She has been scouring the city for some clever gifts that are purely Pittsburgh, and I can tell this is going to be good.
Yeah, absolutely. I had a lot of fun working on this story. There is no doubt Pittsburghers love their city, and that's why you really can't go wrong with fun Steel City themed gifts. I tracked down some of the best and most unique. Our first stop, Wild Card on Butler Street in Lawrenceville. This place is packed with Pittsburgh.
We have a lot of pierogi themed items, anything from the baby stuff. We have a pierogi t-shirt. We even have crocheted pierogies.
From pierogies to Pittsburgh-ese, you can find words like yins and nebby on jewelry, t-shirts, even these fun holiday greeting cards.
It's a lot of unique stuff.
From Lawrenceville to the South Side, there are lots of one-of-a-kind items here at Commonwealth Press on East Carson Street. Check out the selection of t-shirts. Most feature Steel City sayings and phrases.
We have pictures of people wearing our shirts in probably like every state and every country. Like, it's awesome.
If you're not in the market for clothing, how about this? Forget saving a parking spot with a folding chair or cone. This is the official no parking chair of Pittsburgh.
We posted it on Facebook and like put it up on our blog and stuff, and people didn't think it was real. They were like, oh, that's so cute or so clever. And we were like, yeah, well, it's real, it's for sale.
The price tag, $35. Last but not least, we head to Yinzer's in the Strip, inside a sea of black and gold. These $35 toasters are top sellers. Take a look. They actually burn the word Steelers right into the bread.
It is a unique item. It's something completely different. You don't see it all the time, and you don't see it everywhere.
If you're buying for a hockey fan, don't worry. There's also a Penguins version. Okay, baseball fans, you're out of luck. There's not a Pirates version. But I have been testing out the toaster. Brought you guys some bread here to check it out. What do you think?
Gifts.
This is unbelievable. This is so Pittsburgh. I love it. Somebody's going to buy it.
I'm going to buy it. I'm going to buy it for everyone on my Christmas list. You two are getting Steelers toasters.
There you go.
Yeah.
Hey, we'll take it.
It's cool. Thank you very much, Sarah.
Sure.
Sarah.
Still to come, can you really charge your cell phone by just walking around? We'll tell you about something invented right here.
The store would have been right here.
We'll tell you how a little local clothing store played a role in creating an empire that sells fashion around the world.
We have an update on an amazing story.
And it went berserk. It went crazy.
The local librarian who asked for help with all the empty library shelves.
It's a driving move that works well sometimes, other times not so much. What's the deal with the Pittsburgh Left?
It's legal, right?
We'll have some answers.
Plus, where do Steelers coach Mike Tomlin and his wife Kiya like to eat? We'll sample their favorite dishes at one of their favorite spots.
Your Pittsburgh is brought to you in part by UPMC and Costa Home Builders.
A country music star has his sights set on Pittsburgh.
Two popular restaurants are branching out.
And a local invention that could charge your cell phone while you walk.
That's just some of what's happening as we check out what's new in the Burgh.
Two CMU students have created something called Soul Power. It's a device you put in your shoe, and when you step on it, tiny motors spin to charge your cell phone. The makers say it could be used by the military or in developing countries.
A new hotel is headed to East Liberty, and it's coming to the old YMCA building, which people have been trying to develop for years. The 63-room hotel and restaurant is expected to create 100 jobs.
A pretty unique entertainment center is opened in North Fayette. Latitude 40 has luxury bowling lanes, several bars, a couple of restaurants, electronic games, and a dance floor. It's where Roomful Express used to be.
Country music star Toby Keith plans to open one of his restaurants on the North Shore near Stage AE. Toby Keith's I Love This Bar and Grill will have a huge red, white, and blue guitar-shaped bar. It's scheduled to open in spring of 2014.
You won't have to wait that long for the newest location of a popular downtown hot dog shop. Franctuary has been serving gourmet dogs in the basement of a downtown church for 8 years. Now they're opening a second place in Lawrenceville.
The owners of Verde Mexican Kitchen in Garfield are taking over an old bank building in Lawrenceville to open what they call a classic American cocktail lounge. It's called Tender Bar and Grill, and it's expected to open this winter.
Finally, a story that keeps getting better. There are now about 10,000 books in the library at Manchester K-8 on the north side. They were all donated after the librarian posted this snapshot of empty bookshelves on Facebook, and it went viral. I love this story. They've gotten donations from all over. Just got 8 big boxes of books from a town in Iowa.
That is just fantastic. And the librarian is calling the response she's gotten the Manchester Miracle.
Still to come.
Oh, that's a Pittsburgh Left, and I didn't know it was called that.
You might not realize it had a name, but you've probably seen it, maybe even done it. We'll take a look at how the Pittsburgh Left got started.
You've seen their clothing stores, but we're about to show you something that you've never seen before. I'm Susan Copen, and I will take you on a tour inside the headquarters of American Eagle Outfitters, right here in Pittsburgh.
Which local town was named one of America's best, and which was named one of the safest? We'll take a look at where we ranked in 2012.
Plus,
what's your favorite dish there?
Kiya Tomlin, Coach Mike Tomlin's wife, lets us in on their favorite places to eat. Stay with us.
You're watching Your Pittsburgh on KDKA-TV with Kimberly Gill and David Highfield.
It's about fun and a cool sense of style, and young people apparently love it because American Eagle Outfitters clothes are very, very popular. AE now has more than 900 stores, some as far away as Cairo, Dubai, and Hong Kong.
But the company is still based right here in Pittsburgh. Susan Copen takes us on a tour of their headquarters to meet the Pittsburghers who decide the hot trends.
Kimberly and David, American Eagle Outfitters headquarters is located on the south side, and it consists of 2 buildings, one at 19 Hot Metal Street, the other at 77. Together, that makes 1977, the year this company was founded by 2 local brothers. Let's take you inside. The inside of their offices looks a lot like their stores. Larger than life photographs, of course clothes, and everywhere you look, the eagle, which has become the company's symbol. The mood here is casual.
If somebody's comfortable coming in flip-flops and jeans, then that's how they come in.
But make no mistake, the fashion decisions made here are high stakes.
Do we think at the end of the day, will it sell? Is it going to make us money?
On the walls, words of inspiration and a reminder of where they've come from.
This is our timeline of American Eagle's existence.
It begins in 1977, the year the company was founded by Jerry and Mark Silverman, 2 brothers who knew about retail. In 1903, their grandfather opened a store in McKees Rocks. Then their dad took it over.
The store would have been right here. I can remember my father actually going and buying clothes there.
With the help of the brothers, Silverman's expanded, and after visiting an Army surplus store in Philadelphia, Jerry Silverman got the idea to start American Eagle.
Back then, we really had things like snowshoes and outdoor boots and just really rugged stuff.
More than 30 years later, the stores are very different and spread around the world. The target consumer, a 20-year-old. And in 2007, AE decided to spend $50 million to build its current home.
We could have gone to Philly, we could have gone to New York, could have gone to Chicago, could have gone to the West Coast. But there was just something with the brand and the fact that we had so many people with deep roots here in Pittsburgh.
Dana Malin grew up in McCandless, Bob Halobinko in Monaca.
I never thought that I would have this kind of opportunity.
The company's designers are in New York, but people here decide which of the designs to order and which stores to send them to. And while you're thinking about this holiday season, they're already preparing for the next.
In about 2 weeks, we're going to be sitting down working on holiday 2013.
American Eagle employs about 1,100 people here on the South Side and at a distribution center in Warrendale. It also has offices in New York City. On the South Side, I'm Susan Copen for Your Pittsburgh.
Man, who knew? All right, Susan, thank you. Well, it's time to answer your questions. We call this segment You Wanted to Know.
This time, the question is something about Pittsburgh drivers, something they tend to do, and it makes no sense at all to Amy Clark from Roslyn Farms.
I don't understand a lot of the Pittsburgh driving, the whole Pittsburgh Left when the light turns green and they turn in front of you.
You would like to know where the Pittsburgh Left came from.
Yeah.
That is a fantastic question, Amy. This is something we wanted to know too.
Absolutely. So tonight, we're taking a look at the Pittsburgh Left. For anyone driving around Pittsburgh for the first time, it's a move that's unexpected. The light turns green, you know it's your turn to go. And someone from the opposite direction rushes out to turn left in front of you.
You're supposed to let the people coming across go first, but you beat them out.
And so where you have to make a turn really fast.
I grew up with the Pittsburgh Left, absolutely.
Okay, to discuss the intricacies of this driving maneuver, we've come up with a, well, low-tech diagram, but I think it'll get the job done. A Pittsburgh Left is when the light turns green, and rather than wait, the driver wanting to turn darts out to make that left before oncoming traffic gets going. But how did this get started? I jumped in a car with Dave Ates from KDT Driver Training to get his opinion. As a driving instructor, I would assume you don't recommend the Pittsburgh Left. No.
Not at all.
But Ates says he sees quite a few drivers encouraging others to turn left in front of them.
Either by waving them on or they'll flash the headlights and tell them to go.
Oh, I do it all the time. Am I not the most courteous driver, boys?
So could it be we're just very polite, allowing others to go first?
But I think a matter of impatience might also come into it a little bit.
I think it's just the way our streets are made.
It's true that some of our streets were laid out long ago and are too narrow for turn lanes, so...
Why have the people wait behind you when you can just go and let the traffic flow?
But if you look up Pittsburgh Left on Wikipedia, yes, there is a listing, there's a mention of something else, which brought us to Pittsburgh Public Works to look at this old newspaper article. It turns out, until the early 80s, traffic lights here were a little different from other places.
You'd have green and yellow on at the same time.
The light would go from green to green and yellow before going to yellow and then to red. So the suggestion is that it was less likely for cross traffic to run a red light, making it safer to dart out for a left turn the very moment the light turns green. However it started, drivers don't agree on whether it should continue.
I hate the Pittsburgh Left. That's like one of the craziest things Pittsburghers do.
Go for it.
You're in favor of it.
Absolutely. It's legal, right?
Actually, it's not. It's failure to yield the right of way. Pittsburgh police tell me it could be fined $25. And while we call it a Pittsburgh Left, apparently it also exists in Boston.
That has happened to me in the year that I've lived here. It happens to me quite a bit. I didn't know there was a name for it, so I just think that's fantastic. Now we know.
It hasn't caused an accident.
It hasn't, thankfully, no. But
right.
now I know the name for it.
Now you know what happens there.
Exactly.
Well, if you have something you want to know about our area, you can reach us on our website, KDKA.com/YourPittsburgh. Okay, it's time to do a little bit of bragging.
As 2012 wraps up, you may be surprised by some of the positive attention our city and our region received this year.
Hotwire.com named Pittsburgh the #1 cheapest last-minute getaway.
Forbes called us one of 10 American comeback cities.
The ABC City Guide for Children voted us the #1 family fun destination, citing the Heinz History Center and Carnegie Science Center.
The May issue of Smithsonian Magazine listed Butler as one of America's 20 best small cities.
If you have to be stuck in an airport, Pittsburgh International is a good one. Based on its shops, restaurants, and cleanliness, a study ranked it the second best to get stuck in.
Plum Borough was named the 6th safest city in the United States based on crime rates.
And Moving.com found that the low cost of living, higher education, nightlife, and sports teams make Pittsburgh one of the most attractive cities for millennials. Those are people born in the 80s and 90s.
We were also recently ranked best city to relocate to.
Still to come, it's time to eat.
We're headed to one of the favorite places of Coach Mike Tomlin and his wife Kiya. And I'll give you a hint, think Italian. We'll be right back.
Well, we have so many exciting places to eat in our area, and we want to feature some of those restaurants.
So we asked Kiya Tomlin, wife of Steelers coach Mike Tomlin, to tell us some of their favorite places to go to dinner, and here's one of them.
We eat at on Walnut Street, Girasoli's.
What's your favorite dish there?
What do I always get? I usually switch it up because they kind of rotate. The salad is I love the salad.
Okay, she named the salad, and we understand Coach Tomlin likes the steak there.
That's right. We were told you have to try the pasta, so we had plenty to eat when we went to Shady Side and sat down for a meal at Girasoli.
Girasoli means sunflower in Italian, and it's also the name of the family that owns this place. And it's truly a family affair. You'll meet Jimmy at the front door, better known by his nickname, Pie.
People come in, they go, oh my God, look how nice, look how cozy the place is and that.
David and I started with one of the salads Kiya talked about. Yes! Mixed greens, tomatoes, garbanzo beans, gorgonzola cheese, and sunflower seeds topped with a light sunflower vinaigrette. Simply delicious.
So now we have this bruco pasta.
It's in truffle sauce with mushrooms, rosemary, and cheese, and clearly I liked it a lot.
All right, those are maybe 4 mms in a row. So I think that's a good sign. Kimberly has given this 4 mms.
Then we moved on to a filet.
Seems like Coach Tomlin would be a meat kind of guy, so I can see how he would love this. It just kind of melts in your mouth.
Up to 5 mms now from Kimberly. 5 mms.
And when you dine at Girasoli, they make you feel like you're one of the family.
Bellissimo.
Totally impressed with your Italian.
Mangia Italiano. No, my Italian's really, really bad. Their food, though, very good. They describe the food as modern Italian.
Girasoli is right off Walnut Street on Copeland.
Well, let us know your favorite place. Go to KDKA.com/YourPittsburgh. We also want your story ideas and suggestions. You can also contact us on Facebook and Twitter.
That's going to do it for this edition of Your Pittsburgh. From all of us here, thanks for watching.
And we'll see you next time.
Your Pittsburgh has been brought to you in part by UPMC and Costa Home Builders.